RM1, Nord-Sud 98.9, Centre 97.3, Est-Ouest 91.7. RM1, la radio nationale.
RM1, it's 9 o'clock. The news with Aries Stewart. Good morning, Aries.
Good morning, Sophie.
The headlines.
Rollout of subsidized medicines for chronic patients delayed until February 2026. School certificate national pass rate to be announced as over 14,000 candidates access results online yesterday. Prime Minister Navin Ramgoolam's excess payment case returns to court. Defense to file abuse of process motion. Arvind Boulel responds to backlash over removal of ducks from Grand Bassin ahead of Mahashivatri. Privy Council to hold hearings in Mauritius following government request. Tropical cyclone Dudzai tracking westward, possible close passage near Rodrigues. In world news, UN Security Council meets urgently on Iran as protest deaths rise. And in sports news, provisional date set for start of 2026 horse racing season with 27 race meetings planned. A series of subsidies on certain medicines is highly anticipated by patients suffering from chronic illnesses and will ultimately come into effect only as from 1st of February 2026. In a statement issued on the 13th of January, the Ministry of Commerce cited technical constraints faced by pharmacies in setting up their systems while assuring that the measure will be implemented without any risk of stock shortages. The national pass rate for the school certificate is expected to be announced today by the Mauritius Examinations Syndicate during a press conference. In the meantime, 14,612 candidates from the 2025 cohort accessed their results yesterday, available online using a personal code. A trial concerning alleged excess payments involving Prime Minister Navin Ramgoolam was called before the Intermediate Court yesterday. The defense announced its intention to file a motion for abuse of process seeking to halt the proceedings, citing in particular the length of the case and alleged violations of constitutional rights. One of Ramgoolam's lawyers, Robin Ramburn, stated that a King's Counsel will be present for the defense as part of this motion. Hearings are scheduled for the 30th of March, 1st of April and 2nd of April. He also indicated that some documents covered by the disclosure order are still missing. The Minister of Agro-Industry, Arvind Boulel, has reacted to the controversy sparked by the removal of 13 ducks from Grand Bassin. On Wednesday, the ducks were removed as part of preparations for Mahashivatri. Videos circulating on social media showing their capture triggered strong reactions, with many Mauritians condemning what they described as an unjustified decision. According to the minister, the ducks were transferred to the QPIP Experimental Division, where they are now being kept in a secure and suitable environment. Arvind Boulel added that the decision followed a request from socio-cultural associations. The highest judicial authority of our jurisdiction, the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council, is set to hold hearings in Mauritius later this year. This decision follows an official request from the government. Why is this move significant for the Mauritian judicial system? Shrina Apadu tells us more.
The King's Privy Council is the last resort for those wishing to challenge a Supreme Court judgment. Appeals are heard exclusively in London, but this year, as in 2008 and 2012, the law lords will come to Mauritius to hear several appeals. Senior counsel Sanjay Bakari said that the 5 law lords are at the summit of the British judicial system. It takes high standards to measure up against them. This initiative will certainly raise the country's profile, but above all, it will allow young lawyers to see how such a hearing unfolds. Sanjay Bakari stated that it's totally different. As with the Privy Council, it's a debate. It's not a monologue or speech. One is given around 10 minutes for the introduction, after which the 5 law lords will fire questions. It's a constructive debate to reach a result for the advancement of jurisprudence, he added. This should also reduce travel costs for appellants. The hearing scheduled is yet to be confirmed. They will most likely be held at the former Supreme Court building. Senior counsel Sanjay Bakari also hopes that these appeals will be broadcast live to help the public to better understand the works of the country's highest court.
And now in weather news, we turn to tropical cyclone Dudzai. According to the meteorological services, Dudzai is accelerating and currently moving westward at 12 kilometers per hour. Forecasts indicate that the system could change direction as from tomorrow and pass at around 100 kilometers from the coast of Rodrigues on Sunday. Forecasters stress that uncertainty remains high beyond 3 days and that both the track and intensity of the cyclone could still evolve. And it's 9:05. You're listening to RM1. When we move to international news, the UN Security Council held an emergency meeting yesterday to discuss the situation in Iran, where at least 3,428 protesters have been killed since 28 December, according to the NGO Iran Human Rights. The White House says Tehran has suspended 800 executions that were scheduled for Wednesday. Gulf allies have also reportedly attempted to dissuade Donald Trump from any form of intervention. However, the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations did not rule out military action, stating that all options are on the table. And finally in sports, Saturday 18 April has been provisionally selected for the launch of the new horse racing season. The announcement was made by the MTCJC in a statement released on Thursday evening. A provisional calendar of 27 race meetings has been planned, with the season set to conclude on the 6th of December. The Duchess will open the season, while a break is scheduled after every 3 race meetings. The club states that this calendar is the result of extensive consultations with all stakeholders, while noting that adjustments may still be made depending on the prevailing context. That's all from me this morning. Thanks so much for listening. Stay tuned now to Lizzie with Intermit.